How's it going, guys and gals? Well, it's been raining here in Central Florida. Seems like for a week solid. Finally, here in Crystal River, it has moved south far enough where I'm thinking I can go catch me some blue crab, because I haven't been able to get out 4 or 5 days. So I've got a hankering for some. I'm gonna thaw me out this little, I got a little bag of chicken necks that I've got out there in the freezer, so I'm gonna thaw these out right quick, and I'm gonna bait up however many traps I can, and I might be able to cut some of them necks in two. Like I said, I've got 12 traps. I don't know if I'm gonna run all of those, but I might, if I have enough chicken necks there to bait them up with. Like I said, I think I can cut them in half. I mean, if I go out and catch me 6 to 10 crabs, that's plenty for me. So we're gonna get these thawed out, get some traps baited, and we'll bring y'all back. Test them, make sure they're good and springy and ain't open. Alright, got my chicken necks here. See if I can cut these in half. It's not going to be a whole lot of meat on there, but I mean, I'm not trying to catch a bunch. Somewhere between 8 and a dozen would be perfect. I'm telling you right now, you got to be careful. I learned when you're shoving that bait down on that little rod, it will go into your hand. I've already had it happen. It's really not the best thing when you're hound chicken. So if you've got an old glove, you do want to use these, I recommend keeping an old glove, something around you can use when you're putting this bait on this rod, because it doesn't feel very good. You definitely want to try to push that up through the toughest part of the chicken. So you got to add some force to get it to go, and then when it does go, it'll go through right into your hand. And then again, when you get these on there, if you can see that, you squeeze that together, push that keeper down as far as tight as you can get it. I learned that if you don't do that, you'll have little fish and snappers and catfish, whatever else, trying to pull on that, and they will pull that up off of there if you don't have it good and tight. So, all right, I'm gonna put the rest of these together, and then we'll see y'all in the water. And I'm not sure if I covered this or not. I thought I did in a video. When you get these traps, you can see that loop right there on the end of this rod that comes up. When you buy them, usually the end of that loop, they will have it stop and cut off beside this, and these the mono that they've got on here that shuts the trap will hang up on the edge of that wire, and it'll cause you issues with it not wanting to close, and then sometimes it'll even pull one of them out from behind it. So I took my pliers, I don't know, like I said, that way you're gonna be able to see that, but I take my pliers and I bend that around and make it come right against itself after it makes the loop. So then everything runs pretty smooth. There's nothing there to hang on. So if you do try these, that's one fix that I found makes a huge difference in the way they operate. All right, when we get these baited up, we'll bring y'all back in a few minutes. Once we get out there where I'm gonna drop these off, it's not gonna be too far from the house today. So we'll see you back in a few minutes. Y'all, we got the traps out. Now we're just gonna ease back down through here. We'll take our time and idle back to the front of the line. We'll start picking them up. See what happens. I've not crabbed this area before. It's just close to home. We rode the other night and I didn't put any more fuel in this boat, so see if it works out. Stay tuned. So far. And some good crabs too. There's about 3 mediums and 2 very nice ones in there. So So, all right, let me get reset. Let me get this trap back out, and then we'll continue on down. So that's three traps and 6 crab. So that's pretty good. We got 9 more traps to go. We might be able to pull these one time and go to Dallas. All right, see y'all back in a second. had 3 crabs in them. Yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, we'll count them, see what we got on that pool. I got like 4 of them hung up in a trap in here. There we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got a dozen crab in one pool. Yep. Yep. If we don't catch another crab, it's been a great trip. All right, guys, I'm gonna get this trap back out, and then we're gonna go down and start again. Thanks for watching. Crabs, y'all. I'm probably gonna keep that one. I'm gonna let that one go. Alright, we're gonna let that one grow. Them little ones, man, they get all tangled up in that thing. Grab on. Oh yeah. Awesome. Alright, so far we are 2 for 2 again on this pool. 3 crab, we turned 1 loose. Strings tangled up that line. And just like that, another crab, but we're gonna let him go. He's a little small. Another crab, little female. We're gonna let her go. Coming in hot. Oh yeah, big crab. Big crab. Nice. There's another good one. Woo-wee. Awesome. Awesome. Don't be pinching the cord, buddy. I mean, he done been on that thing a while. Look, they ain't even enough to put back in the water. So we're gonna take that off and roll this one up. Big crab, y'all. And he's not a monster, but that's definitely a nice crab. I don't know why they don't just get along. All right, let's get this one back out. We got enough bait to interest something, so we're gonna set this right back out right here. The water's pretty deep right here. Nothing, honey. Nothing, honey. I may hold on to this one for a minute. You got to try to come at these traps where the boat's not drifting up the line. This wind and this current is pushing me away, so it's a little difficult. I'm gonna try to come at it sideways this time. Keep the boat off the top of the trap if I can. Yeah, that thing's spinning me around. No bait. All right, we're gonna wrap this one up. Oh yeah. Crab on. Nice crab too. That's another one for the steam pot. Absolutely. Uh-oh, I'm on a rock. I got a world's largest blue crab. Now I bent my damn, look at that. I'm gonna have to straighten that one out. What's that, 17? I think. All right. We're gonna run back to the front and try it again, and maybe this time we'll either have a crab or no bait. We'll wrap this up. We'll get these things ready for a steam pot. My buoy's hung under the boat. Nice crab, dude. Nice crab. Well, I'm gonna keep circling. All right. My little buoy is hung under the boat. Crab on. gonna get rid of the chicken, wrap it up. Grab on. Good crab too. Good crab. Oh yeah. Oh, dirty crab. Awesome. Finally got some company for you in there. Had a dolphin just come up beside the boat. Crab on. Oh yeah, nice crab too. Not a jumbo, but he's good for bow. Oh yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know where the dolphin went. He tried to play in my wake right there just a second ago. That'd have been a nice little treat for y'all to see. Of course, it's much better when you encounter them on the outside where it's nice and clear. But it's always cool either way. I don't know where they go. I tell you, it's amazing how long they can hold their breath. All right, one trap left. All right. Nothing, honey. That's it, y'all. All right, y'all. We have got all the traps pulled in, got all the bait off of them, and ready to go. So 17, 18, 19. I think it was 19 crab we ended up with. I don't know, through, you know what I mean, several shorts back. We left the house at 10 minutes after 4, and right now it is 10 minutes after 6. So a couple hours for almost 2 dozen crab. So that's perfect. Enough to make me happy for sure. So I was looking around here to see if I could see those dolphins, but anyhow, we're gonna ride to the house, get these things clean. Guys, I'm gonna get this boat washed off, get these crab out, get them clean, and I'll bring you along here in a short. We'll get these things on the cleaning table and into the steam pot shortly. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how we clean these crab again. I'm going to probably do these after every blue crab video that I do, just simply because if there's somebody new that's not seen the other ones or whatever. But we're going to grab these. I'm right-handed, So I put these legs and I hold on to that main claw right there underneath this top shell. It's got the point on it, and I take my right hand, go across the back of the shell and hook my thumb under that point, and you just roll the top off, turn the crab over, go under the skirt, lift it, take that off, I take the face off, and then the lungs, they just fold off from the top and they're connected at the bottom. You just take your thumbnail, you kind of give them a good scratch and pull right there at the bottom, takes them off, just like that. You're going to try, sometimes a lot of little pieces will be left right here along the bottom. You can just take your nail, peel them off, and sometimes when you rinse these off, which is what we do, you got all the good mustard and stuff in there. If you want to leave that in there and cook it, that's fine. You don't even have to clean them. You can just put them in the steam pot, but this is the way we eat them. And then I take my hose and I turn it down to a good spray, because I don't want to jet water inside the center of this, the meat cavities in there. So I don't want to just jet water in there. I just want to use enough water pressure, and then I make sure I clean out around the legs. I rinse the whole crab off real good. If you got little pieces of the lung still left on the bottom, sometimes you can get your hose, your nozzle right close to it, a good pressure, and it'll clean that right off. And that's what we're left with, a clean crab. Then when you're eating these crab, almost every part of this crab is going to end up in your mouth at some point. So that's the reason why I like to rinse them off real good, get in between the leg cracks, in between the legs, get them rinsed off. And that's it. You just don't want to put too much pressure inside the main cavity, because you don't want to be blowing fresh water back in there. Just enough to get it cleaned up, and that's all you do. All right, y'all, we got our swamp seasoning, and that's the fire in the swamp. That's the hot. A little Kansas City Joe's big meat seasoning. This is just like the taste of it. Jar of minced garlic, and some Old Bay. So we start with our fire in the swamp. I know it looks like I put a lot of that on there, but it's not coming out all that well. Just want to make sure this stuff is salty and it's got some heat to it. Just make sure I get some of that on there. And then this Kansas City Joe's big meat seasoning. Do it to it. Just about the same amount, you know what I mean, just a dusting of it. And then the Old Bay, and I go heavy on the Old Bay. Some people say it's got salt. I don't know. To me, there's not much salt on it. That's the reason why I like adding a little bit of the other seasonings because it's definitely higher in sodium. This has just got a freaking amazing seafood seasoning, you know what I mean, Cajun taste to it. And this, I mean, I load it up all over your legs and claws because I'm steady eating all that stuff, getting it all over my fingers while I'm eating it. Like I said, to me, you can't get too much of this on there. I just covered it up. Make sure I get all over the legs and get it real good in the body cavity. Just like that. And I take this minced garlic. You ain't got to worry about getting that directly on the crab. Just put some nice big dollops all through that. And then we'll let that sit just like that until we get the grill hot. We're going to get this grill running about 225 to 250. We're going to put them on there for about 30 minutes. We'll see y'all back shortly. Got that bottom rack full. This is the Weber Kamado grill that I have. They said I built this concrete countertop for the XL, the big green egg XL. But at the last minute, I found this Weber because I'd always cook on Weber, and it fit the same hole. It was a little bit less money, and it's more forgiving if you're the type of person that can't stand there and watch your temperature on your grill. Because on a ceramic grill, if it gets too hot, it takes forever to bring it back down to temperature. And this thing right here, you throw the lid open on it, cut the air off, 10-15 minutes, it brings the temperature back down. Anyway, that's it. We're going to let these babies sit on here. We're going to run it about 225 to 250 for about 30 minutes. Keep an eye on them. They're good and red. I'm going to melt some butter, and I'm going to take some of the seasoning and garlic off my cutting board over there and mix with that butter. And somewhere close to the end, you know what I mean, about 20 minutes in, I'm going to pour that butter over them things and then let them finish out. We'll see y'all back soon. The crab's been on for about 15 minutes now, so we're fixing to get ready to add a little butter, lime, and some of this left over on my cutting board where I season them, all that garlic. do. You see me? Got all that seasoning and that garlic. We got a stick of butter. This is salted butter. If I'm cooking with butter in a skillet, I use unsalted butter because it doesn't burn. But for all the good old buttery taste, you're just going to use regular salted butter. Then turn maybe here in Central Florida in the summertime you got to run fans or the mosquitoes and everything will eat you to pieces along with the heat. So I've got a big fan down there that we always run. If you're wondering why I always, you see my little plywood makeshift thing around this thing to keep the wind, because it'll blow my flames out. Is how powerful of a fan that we've got in order for us to stay down here. We got all that in there. We're going to melt this down, get it good and hot, mixed together. That's that, all that seasoning, that Old Bay, stick of butter, and then we're going to add some lime juice to that, and then we're going to pour that over top of them crab. So I'll bring y'all back when that butter's melted. That's when I'm going to add that lime juice to it. We got a couple limes cut up. We're going to put in that butter. We'll bring that back up to heat. We're going to let that come up to heat real good, get all them flavors incorporated, and then we're going to pour that on them crab. Yeah. Hang on just a second. Oh yeah. Them right there, y'all. Oh, look at the butter pooled up in them babies. Yeah. You don't think that's a rack full of goodness? I mean, literally. I'm sitting here filming this and my mouth is watering. Alright, we're going to let them cool down and give them a run. See that bottom right? My Lord, that's a grill full of goodness. Alright, y'all. These babies are ready to eat. Mm. Mm. Guys, thank y'all for riding along with me today. It was a nice little trip. The crab were participating, thank goodness, because I have been ready for some good blue crab.